So I'll be narrating my sputum experience at St. Luke's Bocobo, Ermita, Malate, Manila. But before I go there, I just wanted to add some important reminders that I forgot to tell on the first few phases I've shared on this vlog. If you will be encountering nurses, doctors, or security guards or anyone from St. Luke's who will not be proactively o yung ibibigay agad sa inyo yung susunod na step, please do not be embarrassed or shy to ask questions para at least you're guided accordingly. And also, if I want to ask my friends to refrain from listening to your music kasi there could be a chance that they're already calling you and that you're not actively or attentively listening and you may miss your turn. And then, sa mga mahilig naman manood ng video while you wait, you can, as long as you can multitask and you won't be missing your name being called by the nurses or anyone from St. Luke's. So, yun lang naman yung additional tips ko. Now, going back to my sputum test, prior to going for March 2, 3, and 4, because that's the designated schedule that I'll be doing my sputum, the nurse who gave me the yellow slip has instructed me the following. 1. I need to be compliant with the schedule indicated on my slip or else I'll be paying additional fee. She said that the sputum test will only be conducted between 6 to 8 in the morning. So anything beyond that, they are no longer catering. And third, instructions will be given on the day of my sputum and it will be the nurses who are designated for the sputum test who will provide me those instructions. I did not ask any more questions. I did not press any issue about my x-ray because as I mentioned and shared before, may hit. So, ini-expect ko na pagkatapos itong sputum, I will come out successful. Pero I would tell you, may konti pa rin kaba. So, I went back the next day, March 2. I was there in the morning, the same time that I was there the first time I was in St. Luke's. And luckily, I was part of the first 10. Ang maganda is that they're already allowing us to enter the premises where the sputum test is being conducted. And additional tip, yung dati, nung March, yung entrance ng lahat ng nag-a-apply for medical clearance ay dun sa may staircase. Totong picture na to. Tapos, yung entrance ng lahat ng nag-sputum ay yung may green na gate sa gilid. Magkatabi lang yon. Pero ngayon, nag-iba na. So, yung entrance ng sputum at entrance ng lahat ng mga nag-apply for the immigrant visa are all the same. But you will be routed to a different step for people who are doing their medical clearance the first time, and there will be another route for the sputum exam. And also, I'll be telling later on my next phase naman when I'm about to share with you my experience about going back after the 2-month waiting period. Pero mamaya na yon. So, those are just additional tips. Now, so we waited there and then 6 a.m. the guard started calling the numbers for our lane. And when I said lane, just additional tip, there's a separate lane for our senior citizens who's doing the sputum test and our lane too. So be careful when you get your numbers that you're not being given the number dedicated for our senior citizen lane. So when they started calling us, the first 10, before being asked to go directly to the nurse station where they will validate before you do the sputum, the guard would ask you to wash your hands to prevent any contaminants entering your sputum bottle, and they would also ask you to gargle. Don't worry, the water that you will be using are mineral water and it's clean. And then after gargling, the guard will ask you to go near where the nurse station is, and you have to wait for your number and your name to be called. So when it was my turn, my name was called, and then I was asked for my full name, so I stated it, and then I was asked by the nurse to show the biographic part of my passport and then ask me to momentarily pull down my face mask so he can validate the picture on the passport and my face. And when he was sure enough that it was the same person, he asked me to put back my mask on and then asked me to sit anywhere I like and then wait for a nurse to approach me. Oh, I almost forgot to say, for all our girlfriends doing this, uh, you will be instructed not to wear any lipstick because to prevent any contaminants entering the spitting or the sputum bottle because you wore a lipstick, and please do not eat yet before you do it. So going back, when I sat and waited for the nurse to approach me, uh, I saw other folks already doing their process of spitting, and then the nurse came and instructed me the following. So one, I need to cough really hard so that the spit will come here to here and not here. And second, there's a specific measurement they want you to comply, or else they will ask you to spit more. I just can't remember if it's 1.75 or 2, and I am unsure if it's on centimeters. And then third, um, I have to call her when I'm done. So I did all the process that she asked me to do. And when I'm done, I just asked for her, and she approached me, and then she checked the bottle if it's okay for her, if it meets her expectations, and it did. And I just did all of those things for the next 2 more days. And on the third day, which is March 4, which was supposed to be my interview date, I'm going to skip the process of washing hands, gargling water, going directly to the nurse station, and when my name was called. And before the nurse, it was the same nurse, before the nurse asked me to sit and then do the spitting, he gave me the green slip, this one, which indicates the date, the instructions of my return date. And my return date on this slip was dated May 4th at 10 in the morning. And he said that uh, if there will be any calls or emails I'll be receiving from any staff of St. Luke's, then I should not be returning on May 4th, and I will need to follow the instructions indicated on the call or the email. But if I don't receive an email or a call, then I can return to St. Luke's on May 4th on my designated time. So I said okay, and I even asked a question because the first person who was with me that day, when she was done doing the spitting or the sputum test, she was asked to enter again the building. And I was just curious that maybe I need to, but he said no, that specific person just needs additional tests for something else. So that's where my point is earlier, guys. You really have to ask questions if there's something that's bothering you, or if you feel that there's a process that you did not do. So, yun, nakatulong naman siya. And then I went to my chair and then did the sputum process. And after I was done, I stepped out. So it was still around 7 in the morning. My husband was still awake, and he was expecting my call because every day I always update him with the process. And every day naman, without the medical clearance and all, we talk. We make sure that we talk. We don't miss any discussions or talks or whatnot. So I told him about what happened and what's going to happen. And as part of his empathy, his loving nature, he just assured me that I don't have to be um, worried about it, and that it will come out. I will come out with a negative result, and that I will progress to the next step. I believe him. I believe uh, of what the divine will do for us. I know there may be a reason for the delay, but for now, I I was partly nervous, but was partly believing that everything will go good. So on the next phase of this video, I'll be sharing my experience of returning to St. Luke's on May 4th.